So real quickly, as I'm experimenting with different roll, chop, cut methods here, just thought I'd pause before I mowed the rest of this clean. So over here, we're 2-pass on top of the roller. I found going opposite direction of the roller tends to jam up material under the deck, and then you get a point where the deck kicks up and over it. Obviously you're going to miss a chunk when you do that. So it's better to run with the direction of the roller, which, I guess that kind of makes sense. If you're doing that, I find you have to run very high RPM and run the deck down very low, and you still end up with the longer stems left laid over. If I wanted to leave a mat on here, this might not be a bad way to go through and mow off weed pressures like the smart weed and stuff like that, and still leave a bit of a stem mat here. But again, I'm going to come back and seed and drill this in. I'm going to come back for a second pass mow here, and then I left one strip here that was just rolled down, just so you'd have a comparison between 2-pass mode, rolled, 1-pass mode. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to run a mower strip or 2 down through here without rolling the buckwheat down and see what the results are with that, just so we have kind of a comparison. What's the least amount of machine passes and time, and even more importantly, as Brad mentioned in one of the comments, moving parts. The more we can reduce moving parts, the less wear and tear we put on machines, the greater our total farm efficiency is, really. While I'm on the point, any amount of weight that you put down on the soil gives compaction, and so we're always trying to avoid that as well. I never, ever bring my big heavy tractor out on any of these plots for that reason. I don't want to compact the soil. And when I do the lawnmower here, that's a pretty light machine. I think that's about 400 or 500 pounds. With meat on it, it's probably close to 650 or 7. But it's still a relatively light machine. My big tractor weighs 5 tons. That's 10,000 pounds. And that is tremendous compressing force on soil. So even when I run the mower here, though, I try to minimize the number of passes, in part for machine wear and tear and time, and in part to reduce compaction. Just a little side note. Alright, I'm going to do a shot on this non-rolled buckwheat and see what the difference is. Okay, I think that's pretty conclusive results. If nothing else, the roller makes the mower's job a whole lot easier. You saw how when I tried to come back against the grain to get it to sort of lift up enough for the mower to catch it and the blades to catch it and chop it, it ends up clumping up. And when it clumps up, man, things don't run smooth. And later on, when you come back through with a tiller to till into this, you end up with all that wrapped around your tiller tines. Now your tiller doesn't run efficiently, so now you got to stop and clean the tiller out. Yeah, I think the roller has tremendous benefit, if nothing else, just from pressing the mat down, so it's easier to mow it uniform and clean, and end up with this nice chop material like this that the tiller can run over and through and actually incorporate into the soil, versus ending up with clumps like this. It'll end up tangling the tiller. You end up having to try and spread them back out. I'll probably just come back through several more passes with the mower on short and just chop everything up. But interesting experiment to run, just to see comparison of roll it first versus just mow straight through it. Looks like that pass with the roller is worth every penny. Alright, here we are. Took a few extra passes. It's mostly chopped up. There's a couple of spots where this mat from where I just mowed and didn't roll first is still pretty dense. Interesting. You would think it would be the other way around. And there's a few spots where they're, sort of a furrow here. And so they kind of compressed into the furrow. But they're pretty well beat up. It's pretty well chopped up. I'll probably run another pass or two back across just to finish up. Probably come through and just kick these mats up so I can give them one more last chop. And then come through with the seeder, get this all seeded, and then come back with the tiller and till and drill. I might seed it and then inoculate it and then till it, drill it. That would be ideal. I don't know, we'll see. I don't even know if I'll get to all of this tonight, but this was an interesting experiment as far as rolling down versus rolling down and then mowing buckwheat, and all those other little subtle things we looked at here. I hope this is helpful or informative for someone. It certainly helps me understand how to go about managing this cover cropping stuff, and how to transition to no-till. It helps me understand that whole model a little better. Anyway, not bad. Let's see, I'm pretty sure this went in like August 26th, I want to say. Might have been August 11th. But anyway, a little over a month with buckwheat in here. We did a good cover cropping operation. We maintained good soil cover. We sequestered some carbon and helped prevent weeds from growing in here as weed pressure. And now we have a nice plot that's prepped for the seeder to come through and seed again. And we can drill some new seed into this and sort of put it to bed for the winter, even though it'll be growing over the winter as well. And next spring we'll manage from there. I really like the benefits of the cover cropping. That's definitely proving to have good results already. Alright, I hope you found this interesting or informative. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network.